それはレバヤさんニュースだ。デセットライズだ。逃げろ。誰でも音とできる。誰でもスピード稼げる。ガバナンスまである。中集権のメディアはもう終わりだ。
真相から立ち上るインクと真実がぶつかる。レバヤさんニュース開かれるに嘘はない。読んで書いて氷結しろ。力はみんなのもの。いい霞をたたえろ。ニュースは君のものだ。レバヤさんニュース。レバヤさんニュース。
What's up, everyone? DAdvisoor here, Leviathan News, another episode of Stable Talks with Pharos, and I'm here, of course, with TokenBrice. How are you, man?
Hello, I am Pharos, ready to shine. How's it going? It's been a while.
Yeah, definitely. Been over a month since the previous episode. I've been abroad a bit myself.
Yeah, you traveled quite a bit. How was the conference tour? You did Zurich and...
Well, before Zug,
New York as well?
I was in Milan.
Milan,
At
yes.
the end of May.
Seemed like the best one of the bunch.
To be honest, it was great. It was my first time there after a few years that I wanted to attend, for 2 years, and only this time, like the third time, the charm, as they say in English.
Yeah.
And it was actually great. It's at the Da Vinci Museum there in Milan, which is such an amazing location for.
Yeah, the place seemed really good. The food looked proper as well.
Yeah, the food, the atmosphere, the looks, and I actually thought that the conference itself was interesting. And by the way, one of the stages, like the smaller hall, was an amazing place. It's like I don't know, it's some kind of it's like a cathedral. It looks like, you know what I mean? Like it's very very unique and classy. Really enjoyed it. Shout out to the organizers there, Davide and Alessandro and Giorgio. I think the conference was great. And they actually announced there that next year they'll have what they call MBW, like Milan Blockchain Week. They're going to do it like 3 days instead of 2. And it's going to be Milan Blockchain Week. And I'm actually looking forward to it already. I had a great experience there, to be honest. And then I continued to Switzerland a bit, did some Frankencoin stuff, and also Crypto Valley Zug, another conference, which was basically also very interesting. It was more like mostly like all of the Swiss folks involved in crypto, mostly, and also like fintech stuff from Switzerland, and probably some other participants, but it was mostly Swiss. So I had a great time there and did some Frankencoin content. And then I came back here. Let's see if seems like let's get Bryce back on the stream. And
Yes, sorry, I was plugging my channels on Restream. I forgot to do that.
Even better.
I don't know. Will they start though? I hope so. No, they all written offline. Fuck. Oh no, it's okay. They're starting.
I believe it will work.
They're starting. Yeah, okay, I see. Because last time we got quite a few through the Twitch. I even forgot it existed, So it takes a second.
Yeah, Twitch is our preferred outlet for this, I'd say.
So nice little tour on the ground. It's good. We tag team. You were on the ground. I was more like taking a break from the circuit. Way too much things to be on. There were fucking Fable that was here for like 2 days. Those were two special epic days as well. So yeah, been busy with Pharos, with Polaris. We got a nice little update coming by the end of the month.
I actually saw that Polaris had a new
New logo.
new logo and stuff. Actually, Chila, I met Chila in Milan, and he told me that it's upcoming.
Oh yes.
What a great guy!
Yeah, we're lucky to have snapped him.
Good work on that front again by yourself. And yeah, you told me that actually you have quite a few like updates with Pharos, which we'll also get into, as well as some stablecoin stories and tales. As usual, the stablecoin market didn't wait for us while we were doing other stuff. Busy as always.
Stablecoin Chronicles.
I
I was
will-
watching.
You know, like it definitely seems like that if there's one ruling narrative, I think that 2026 really exposes is the fact that one of the very few actual use cases of on-chain finance is stablecoins. Like not many other use cases can argue that, I'd say. I mean, it's stablecoins, it's vaults, some agentic stuff, and other than that, I'm not even sure.
Yes, but you know, it's like we both so there, and then not there yet. That's kind of like the last 2 weeks, I would say, because you know, so this is something I'm sometimes I'm too in love with my own features, but honestly, I think this is one of the coolest thing of Pharos.
No such thing as too in love with your own work.
So this tells you the story of the whole stablecoin market, because it looks at the whole market weighted by market cap with some fancy math, and essentially, when nothing happened and everybody's happy, this thing is very close to 100. And when things start to break down, and the bigger are those things, and the bigger they are breaking down, the bigger you will see spikes on this chart. Which is why, like all the spikes, you know, you can literally point them in time at events that sizably affected the market. And like if you live through it, this chart will speak to you instantly. You know,
How do you
so
call
you can
this?
find the COVID crash. It's a Pharos stability index, a PSI.
And you find it where on Pharos?
Stability index, just this tab, one of the last tab before the bar.
Okay, oh, yeah.
Yes, and so so yeah, why are we so close? Because if you look at this chart, you can see that essentially there has been no traumatic level event on the PSI since the SVB weekend, which was like a while ago now, like 3-4 years, right? But on the other end, it's not like we get a smooth sailing. So this PSI, it works by band, right? And this green band is above 90 and is essentially structurally the market is okay in that band, right? Because there might be some stuff happening and that explain these up to 10 points. But you know, the stuff happening is either maybe there are many things, but they're too small, or it's a big one, but it's just a small move that it's not enough to there is nothing critical happening essentially. But we were over 90 for about 3 months. You can see here in the chart, the last part of the chart. But we've been through it with the latest event. Back when a few stablecoins started to depeg at once, on top of the one that are kind of structurally depegged for a while now. So with the Ep.3 USD, and when there was USD Air and EU Air on top of that, and meme as well. So essentially, it's more like a death by 1,000 cuts, right? Nothing major happened, but several small, mid-sized shops are not doing so well. That's kind of state of the stable market.
So basically, like we're on good terms relatively.
I mean, relatively, yes. You know, it's also because again, this indicator is market weighted. And so you have to understand what it means, right? Market weighted means essentially USDT, USDC weighted, right? As long as they're doing fine and they're at peg, you really need to do big stuff to move the PSI. Like a Terra level stuff or something on USDC itself, like SVB. That was the latest time the PSI. If we go back to the chart, went back to this
Well,
revisited
I,
some low.
this is a very recurring theme for us, and like a very like a clear thing in the stablecoin market that I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. You know what I mean? Like USDT and USDC will maintain their dominance level of 80 something percent. I think at least for the near future or the next few years. Do you even see any other option?
No, not really. Like, I mean, there are plenty of other options, but it's just
No,
the
but like
current situation is
realistically,
quite
do you see
structural. Yes,
it happening? I think it's a much longer process to really
it
take.
is a longer process.
The-
And they go through their cycles as well. Like people can adequate them a bit, but the market cap chart of USDC is quite interesting to see. And the SVB event had an actual like structural lasting impact on the supply of the stablecoin. You see this kind of like the crevasse, we would call it in French, bottom of the U or whatever shape. If you look at the growth of USDT, USDT has been more of a market cap up only stablecoin with of course variation fluctuations with the need for stablecoin and sometimes the markets and so on, but it doesn't have such a wide fluctuation of supply like you can see on USDC after SVB. So yeah, each stable is its own story. I collect them like Pokemon.
Classic.
Welcome to my Pokédex.
Quite a hobby you found for yourself. But by the way, even maybe before we get to the topics, there's something I'm just remembering that I'd want to ask you. Maybe you have some thoughts on it. Did you see that there's this whole MiCA thing now in Europe, and that apparently it seems like USDC is much more like ready for it than USDT, and
Yeah.
some people were talking about it?
Is MiCA compliant or whatsoever?
Yeah,
Even that on Pharos now. Yeah, you have a list on the compliance tab. MiCA and Genius, but Genius is a bit less interesting because Genius is still
in the making.
yeah, like they're in declaration phase essentially. Versus here, they actually the compliant one obtain some authorization.
With MiCA, I realized that it's like it's starting in like July, like up until July, they have to be compliant. Otherwise, they're being removed off like
Nope.
exchanges and stuff like that.
Nope. I realize I didn't share the stream anywhere, man. Let me do my job a bit. I'm too chill with you sometimes. Yes. Okay, so there is a tweet about it, and let me make a quick announcement.
Oh wow, nice.
Pharos watches.
By the way, guys, for now, follow us at Leviathan News. Go follow Pharos Watch on X as well, and check out pharos.watch if you want to really see the incredible dashboard that Bryce has been working on for the past few months. You can find me at DAdvisoor on X as well, and TokenBrice at TokenBrice. And of course, like the video, subscribe, share it with everyone. Really appreciate your support, as we're about to get into some very interesting topics from the last few weeks about stablecoins.
Nice. Yes. So, okay, I've done my duty, sir. So,
Yes.
which one you want to start with? The compliance thing. I'm not so I'm not the most interesting person to listen to talking about this. I think I did my part, which is I built a tracker that I know how to do. Know what it means for the project.
Ah, nice. Where do you
Uh,
find it on the website, by the way? On
Pharos.watch/compliance. The URL I never thought I would make, but yes, I literally have a /compliance.
and there's like a, but where do you find the compliance?
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy in that case because you register with a central registry, essentially, the Mika registry, and then they grant you authorization or not. So this is a public thing, right? It's like being a taxi driver if you want. I can go query, the national. I mean, it's more like regional for taxi driver, I imagine. But I can go ask your local authority, like, hey, is the advisor actually a licensed taxi driver? He's telling me his taxi driver license 3453 of this jurisdiction. Can you confirm? It's kind of like the same here. They are a granted license, and so there is like an official body that leaves traces somewhere. Um, yeah, so that makes it quite easy to
Interesting.
source.
What
For
does
those
it
of
mean
you,
out of scope? But I'm seeing authorized, pending, non-compliant, and
yeah,
out of scope.
yeah, it's a bit weird. Those guys for Frankencoin, it's because the peg. I think Micah looks at euros, right? This one, I'm not so sure because it's not a stable coin. You see, like it's weird. What the hell? What is the price? 53. What?
The euro token. First time I'm hearing about this euro
Yeah,
token.
the convertible to Turkish lira. There is a lot of things happening with lira lately. We featured a few coins already. Uh, And we didn't talk about this one. We talked about another, but there is this one. And then there is a stable coin that is printing good yield consistently for a while. Pika. Piku USP, yes.
This, by the way,
Yes.
sorry.
Consistent
What,
yield.
what did you say? Sorry.
This is another like Turkish lira connected stablecoin. So the first one I showed you, B lira, is kind of like centralized basic Turkish lira stablecoin, right? This one is more interesting, more innovative, let's say. It's a dollar pegged stable, uh, but essentially the collateral is some Turkish lira FX arbitrage, proprietary arbitrage technology. So it's a big flashy red, yeah, in terms of risk assessment on Pharos, as you could imagine. That's a big red block you see here. But as I was saying earlier, it seems to be working quite okay for them yield wise as well, where they sustain uh, pretty solid yields since a while now.
The compliance aspect, it has anything to do with the safety scores for now, or nothing?
No. It's purely it's purely for. So this is kind of this new part that I'm not sure. Yeah, it wasn't here last time. What we call the passport, essentially. It used to feature like the key information on the stablecoin, and the idea is that use through this zone to give you like an identity card of a stablecoin, because they all have the same section. And
Mm.
with all of that, even if you don't know the beast, you kind of have an idea of what it refers to and what it does, and pretty much everything is clickable. So if there is something in that
Ah, nice.
passport that intrigues you, you can click and you will be directly taken to whatever. So it's feasible. Yes, okay, yes, it is because of the connection here and there and so on. Mint authority, yes. So yeah, Turkish lira, a hot a hot FX, and even in our stablecoin. But yeah, we can already mention those guys before. What could be interesting is to go over the big depeg. that happened in those last few weeks.
Before we get to that, Bryce, maybe take us through some like the general stats, like the market cap. We did so we talked about the PSI, which is pretty high, close to 192.6. I'm seeing. Maybe like a few words on the market cap, and if you see any changes, peg health, stuff like that. Mint there.
Yeah, I mean, market cap wise, that's boring, and then it's a good place to be bored at. Like you see the chart, right? We are we're not at ATH, but we've established a new ATH of supply like a few weeks ago, and we are fingers of it and kind of plateauing here. So yeah, boring because not much is happening, but at the same time, supply is almost as high as it has ever been. New record set recently, and most likely a new one will be set up soon.
And also, I think that with what's been happening to the prices of the assets, which many of them are actually collaterals, it's actually nice to see that it's not really affecting the
You're right. It's not connected at all, or not so much. No, you're right, because maybe in the previous cycles it was more about like crypto collateralized CDP type stables, but no, those stables are like structurally they're such a tiny part of the market that essentially ETH could be 10,000 and ETH could be 500. I don't think this number will move so much with the current market shape.
Yeah, people are not they're not running off chain that much to you know what I mean? Like the amount of stable coins, I mean, like people want this money on chain and they want it on chain for a reason. And like again, like stablecoin market cap is such a better metric of actual money in the on-chain system, rather than the usual prices of assets, which really fluctuate all the time and they don't mean as much, to be honest.
Yeah, so I have them all, like all the CDP stablecoin Pharos knows of, but most of them already, and apart from DAI and USDS, and we say the known limitations, all of the others are kind of like household names that we know, right? Frankencoin, CIB USD, LUSD Bond Go, FXUSD, stable like these. But they really, you see the caps. They are they sorted by supply? Let me sort by supply. Maybe that will be clear. But they really, we quickly go in pretty small caps, right? Few $100 million versus the big decentralized. So yeah.
Okay, nice.
Oh, nice. That's CHF. I didn't realize it grew so nicely. $43 million.
What, ZCHF you're talking about?
Yep.
Shout out ZCHF, Frankencoin. For those of you who don't know, I'm a part of the Frankencoin Association team. Much respect to Johannes, who's been traveling all over the world, sharing the message of the Swiss franc stablecoin. And yeah, I actually think a lot of interesting stuff is going on with that. Some of them we've already shared, and some of them are in the making. But yeah, I think that actually non-USD stablecoins, which I know you really care about as well, they are becoming it's still extremely a niche, but it is a slowly growing niche, and relatively, I think that it's getting more and more awareness. And by the way, especially with stuff like we just mentioned with the MiCA compliance, the market, in Europe, it seems like, from my point of view anyway, that they have their own way of doing things, and people they have to have all this kind of stuff before they take these decisions on, for example, a lot of the euro stable coins. But I think that there is a significant progress there. Quite a few developments, and it's definitely a topic that was discussed in Milan and in Zug, and now there was also when I just actually published a video of it today when Johannes was at the Proof of Talk conference in Paris with like a panel about was called Beyond USD. And Paulo from Frankencoin also was speaking in Berlin this week. Like people are like addressing it. Like non-USD stablecoins are here as well, even if they are still much smaller than the USD ones.
Yeah, I mean it's a big market, right? The funny thing is, it's a market with a lot of participants, but not so much home runs for
Yeah,
now. Um,
yeah,
I was
very
showing on screen. You have a 21 euro stablecoins, right? But
really. Well, and the biggest one is the EURC, yes?
there are a couple, but they're more like tokenized funds, tokenized euro funds on chain, essentially. Spyco and this one. But technically, they are some form of tokenized euros, right? But yeah, else it will be ERC in terms of the more traditional stablecoin. We mentioned this one. I'm not sure. They were quite
This?
present at TCC.
I
It's
don't
a
remember.
challenger to Circle in the centralized euro stablecoin space, carried by a French bank, Société Générale. I mean, it's like their tech branch, right? They have this SG Forge, and it's like innovation development branch of sub company of Société Générale. And yeah, they're doing this stablecoin. They integrated into
I heard that name for sure. I saw it on X. How big
is
is
it
it
Revolut?
now? What's the
Uh,
market cap of it?
140 million almost, which
Okay.
is nice,
Quite a lot.
because I remember IDCC, which was a few months ago now, right? I was talking with the guys, and I actually had the supply wrong, and the right figure then was like 84, maybe 90 million, something around that. So they grew another like 30 million of supply since ECC at least. I mean, yeah, I'm silly. We have the chart. Better than Bryce's memory. But yeah, you can see. Yeah, I'm not far off, right? I'm not far off at all. A bit more even.
Yeah, I think that we're going to see it more and more. And also, I think we're going to see more and more neobanks incorporate them, because people actually want these in order to be able to use them in the real world as well.
Yep. And else the fight is on gold. And yeah, here it says not much happening. It's the Pax Gold and Xot fighting each other. Only thing is they were pretty much at par a few months ago, and it seems like Xot is a bit. Sorry, Pax Gold. So the Paxos one is losing a bit of supply lately.
Really. Any
Yeah.
estimation on why people are preferring XAUT?
I haven't followed too closely, but yeah, there was a DPEG event in February on Pax Gold. But I mean, is that the reason? See, there was those two, but they weren't really long. Oh, I mean, this one was a bit more sustained. But apart from that, no, I don't know. I felt at some point Pax Gold was a bit more pushed into DeFi. Like I think I saw some stuff about it on Avi. Or is it? I know Avi picked one, but I never remember which one they pick. Is it Xort? Or is it Pax Gold? Let me check quickly. You'll see which one is collateral, if they have any.
I actually think
Yeah, they have Xort.
they have the power of Tether. We can say a lot about it, but honestly, Tether,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah, Tether, of course. But do they have PaxG as well? I don't think they do.
It's hard to bet against Tether, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, just by like a very like a very primitive way of deciding is just like to look at the brand. Like it's the most primitive way, but I think it's the way that most people actually choose and do things. Like you just it's sometimes easier. Like I can understand people who go for the tether name, let's say, especially in my side of the world. Anyway,
So yeah,
okay, take
I
us
mean
to
for the
some.
gold, yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was just about to say for the gold, it's really important. The integration they will have, because what do you do with gold on chain, right? At least with stable coins, you have options where most likely, if you don't know what to do, you would drop it into a Yuan vault or whatever. Pick your poison, but you would put it to be productive, to yield for you. Um, Now I
Yeah.
give you a big fat bat of Xort. What are you gonna do with that, right? There is not like a Xort vault somewhere you will drop it even for 1%. That basically doesn't exist. When it does exist, it's some product essentially shooting some token in a vault, so it's not gonna last long. So you need collateral essentially. That's my whole my whole spin is that. And maybe they got impacted as well by Fluid, because I noticed as well that the don't do that at home. I'm not doing transaction. That's why I'm googling here, but you shouldn't Google. Um, just saying that because you see my screen. But yeah, on Fluid, I noticed the markets for they had some pretty interesting market for gold, where so you have both Xort and Pax Gold as collateral on Fluid, right? But you still have those smart collateral vault where you will have the two token a smart collateral, and you borrow a stablecoin of your choice. Um, and yeah, they downgraded in size pretty much. They used to be much bigger, all of those
What does
fees.
it mean, smart collateral, by the way?
You can picture it that essentially it's like your LP, your collateral is an LP of Pax Gold and Xot, right? So essentially, you provide the two, and you accept a fluctuating position between the two. And that means also you're facilitating its liquidity you're providing, so you're getting fees. So that's why you get this supply rate on the collateral. So they managed to make a yield on your collateral, and then you can borrow, which is a bit like kind of the best situation you could expect for gold. But yeah, there were other concerns about fluids lately that might
Yeah, I
have.
saw something. You have any idea what it was? I wasn't following. Right.
I mean, it's mostly, crossfire, right, as you would call it, of the trauma of the stablecoin market that happened. Most importantly, USA Resolve, which is already kind of old story,
Yeah.
but Resolve was quite used and quite integrated on Fluid, and they had some smart. I don't want to say wrong things. Either smart vault or smart collateral for reserve. Most likely, what do they do for stables? Yeah, a smart collateral, most likely. Well, anyway, so essentially the system was exposed to it, and so when resolve depegged, right? You guys followed the story. I don't have to do it. If I do, you have yeah, I'll do it smoothly. You have a case study. That's a Pharos novelty. But so of course you have resolve on Pharos, so you can check the story. But just to share without shame, on relevant stablecoin you'll find those case studies about like
Case study is something also that you've added recently. Then, no?
yes.
Ah, nice.
About like an event that happened, and kind of highlight something interesting
Cool,
about the
man. Actually,
stablecoin and so on.
very teaching. Someone can actually go and really get the whole story and the background and really realize
That's the
what
idea.
happened there.
Yes, that's the
Wow,
idea.
nice.
You get a little baseline of various event. Sometimes it's the same event told from the perspective of a different stablecoin, right? Sometimes, most of the time, it's one stablecoin, one event, or several events, but centered on one stablecoin. But yeah, while we're in the case study, maybe this one would be interesting too. Uh, I don't know if you followed a bit what's happening with synthetics recently.
No, I haven't. Anything interesting to share there? I
Uh,
just know that
y-
the token has been depegged like for a long while, no? Seriously.
yes, the peg has been for a long while, but essentially they made some announcement recently that really didn't fly by so well by the community. Um, because they kind of made them hold and wait. It's like, oh yes, we're gonna repeg, but it's gonna take a while, blah blah blah. They got served that, and then all of a sudden, they got announced that essentially at a certain date, the SUSD, so the dollar stablecoin, originally that's what they had, right, is gonna be redeemable for 3 point something SNX. And at the time they announced that was about 80 cents. And not only that, but those SNX would be vested over a year. So essentially, they announced, hey, you're going to get 80 cents on your dollar at current price with a 1 year vest. Uh, so obviously people were not super pleased. And it's kind of a capitulation, essentially. It's like they're not trying to repeg that thing. They're just trying to unwrap essentially the structure with a minimal damage. So that's the thing. The retiring the legacy SUSD.
Really?
So it's a warning down. And I guess it's another. Oh yes, then look, it's like Pharos talking to Pharos. It's another win for the DDR, but is it recorded yet? I don't even have any. Yes. See, so the DDR had it. DDR does not expect this defect to recover, and boom,
DDR,
DDR was right.
can you explain the
Yes,
initials there? DDR?
yes. So this is a defect duration resolver. This is a bit my latest release. I had a lot of fun doing that. I had something a bit artisanal doing that for a while, and then I decided to connect it and make it public to Pharos so everybody can see. So it's essentially it's a module triggering when there is a depeg event that is confirmed. So stablecoin depeg, that's the entry, the beginning of the story here. Then depeg duration resolver essentially open a case and give itself 1 day, up to 1 day, to form at least 90% confidence prediction about the terminality of the depeg. That is, first it must say, I don't expect this to recover. Essentially, the depeg is terminal, or I expect this to recover. And then if it expects a recovery, it needs to provide an estimation when is the recovery happening. So that is what the DDR does. Gives you for each depeg, you'll see either they are recovery unlikely and they have then no date, or they are at risk and usually they have a date, but it's still calibrating, so some of them don't have. And so we can go after for the other event. But yeah, what I was saying is I need to update it because the SUSD is essentially officially terminal now. It's not gonna recover. So I need to just feed into the latest news, and then you will be able to close the event. But yeah, so far, so this DDR that predicts depeg durations, right, comes with a system module, which is the DDRR. And this one is just a reviewer of the DDR, right? So it just, because the DDR makes prediction, the DDR, once reality materialized, because at some point reality will materialize, closes the loop on the prediction and essentially conducts a tally on the accuracy of the first module. And so
How does
far
it
we have,
decide like when to do it though? Like when to decide to
but because the DDR is a closed system, if you tell me, if the DDR tells you, okay, tells you SUSD is dead and will never recover, tells that like 2 weeks ago, and now we get the news, oh, he's retiring and we're sunsetting and blah blah blah, and so essentially we're never reaching back peg. Boom, we can actually not terminate that event. Same way you can also be disproven. So for instance, DDR is currently saying, and DDR freezes its prediction. So there is, I say currently, but it's like it won't change. So DDR is saying PMUSD will never recover. That's what it's saying right now. So now if PMUSD recovers in July, when they launch the redemption module, the PMUSD DPEG event will close, and then this event will be able to resolve as a wrong prediction of the DDR. So this one is really just to know how accurate are the stats of the DDR, because this is all established the logic of the computation. Then it's all happening autonomously. It's not me making you live, you die, you live, you die.
and like because all the ones I'm looking at now, I'm saying that it says prediction frozen.
Yes.
Like how long is the period until it freezes it?
It gives itself up to 1 day, or when it reaches 90% confidence in its prediction.
Okay. So once it
Whichever
has
comes
like
first.
90%, it freezes it.
Yes.
But because like frozen means that it's not going to change it at all. Like
Yes.
it can't defrost the
It can't
prediction. That's what I
defrost.
mean.
No, because else it would be too easy. It adjusts the prediction based on market conditions, and then market conditions resolve one way or another, and this thing is always right.
I
The goal
understand
of
now.
this
I
thing is to
understand
be
because
able
when I
to
saw
see in the
frozen,
future.
I thought that it's in on hold.
Yeah, because it's. I realize, and I parameterize this way because I realize, it's the first few days of the DPEG. You don't know what's happening. Like if you think PMUSD, first at first it's not even hitting hard. People don't even know what's up. Some
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
think
No,
it's just
I'm just
as
about
usual business.
the name. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
uh, I don't remember for SUSD. It's been a while, but same for APX. Peg was
Take us through
always
the
a
APX story if you're getting there already, because I like give us like the exposition of what actually happened there, as far as you know.
yeah. So this is not
Because this
especially
is like
my
the most recent one, no?
yes. So this is not my super forte because it's very TradFi stuff essentially, right? Um, but yeah, the main thing here is that the collateral is some digital asset treasuries shares essentially, and so um, yeah, it's a bit of a weird exposure, right? A bit reflexive, stablecoin collateralized by that company. Uh, yeah, it's just a bit of a weird tool overall, but always same story, Guess what? It was yielding proper. So what happened? A bunch of degen showed. And then what's the next step? The
Yeah,
stable
the
coin
big
supply
market
went up. And
cap.
then what happened? It got integrated every fucking where. And then what? Nobody gave a fuck that the thing could blow up every single second. And then what? Well, if it keeps going up, the thing keeps getting integrated and nobody still keep giving a fuck. But if it goes down, then maybe we start opening the box and looking into it. And then we see what is into it and we panic as it goes down even more. You can tell that I've been through that loop quite a few times.
If it's getting the Pharos song, it's an issue. It's an issue.
But yeah, so yeah. That's pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty big, you know,
what
like 411 million supply
Yes.
right now at a market cap of 376 million, meaning 0.9166 peg. Yeah. It's pretty big. It's not like, an 8-digit stablecoin. This is
No.
almost half a
This is
billion
what I
dollars.
was saying earlier. It's big enough that it impacted the Pharos Stability Index, so the market-wide index suffered because it's a decently sized stablecoin, 400 million supply, and it's like almost 1,000 BPS of peg. So that's a decent variation.
Any idea what's going on with the collateral, the RWA that are
Yeah, there
collateral,
is some stress, like what's happening in that world, right? The dude says he's gonna sell some Bitcoin and people panic. Like honestly, it's either too retarded for me or I'm too retarded for this. I can't tell, but it's just I really don't care. Like, do
Yeah.
what you want with your treasury. I always thought it was a weird idea. It's not my thing. Like, you do it in your corner as long as you don't blow a nuclear bomb there. I don't really care.
Okay,
You see?
I'm looking at the safety score and the reserve composition, and I see that actually most of the collateral there is STRC.
Yes, STRC, yeah.
Okay, I see. And only about 12%, a little over 12% are the cash
Of
equivalent.
TBR, yeah. My God, they have their protocol on liquidity as treasury, but like, what liquidity do they have? On what? On their own stable.
What do you mean? Like they have like their own stablecoin as reserve to their own stablecoin?
They say protocol on liquidity in the treasury.
Yeah, I don't really know what that means. Maybe you can explain to us actually. Like, does it say what kind of liquidity they have?
Yes, so you can see, oh, they are under collateralized. Yeah, maybe that's why it's depegging. That would explain. So yeah, I guess it's with surprise dumping of Bitcoin. I imagine this stupid treasury price followed at least remotely, right, with its premium or whatever it has now. And so at some points they reach under collateralization. Yeah, they have the protocol on liquidity here. And what
Where
do
do
they
you see exactly the duration of the peg? Like, if I'm on the APX USD page, is there something I can click to see the duration of the depeg?
Yeah, you will have the. Oh, it's weird. A little bug happened here. I need to check after the stream. You will have the depeg history table, but for some reason it recreated an event into the event. Huh. I'll look into that after. So you see, you have two events here, June 2 and June 16.
I actually see a row that says active depeg detected, but it's not clickable as I thought that it.
No, this one, but yeah, it's been like two weeks. Then it's depegged essentially. Else, the best way to see is the chart.
Yeah.
You can really see when it started to take off. So June 2 was, yeah, June 2 roughly, and June 3 especially.
And the amount of data on Pharos is overwhelming, to be honest.
Yes. So I mean, and look at this design. Isn't it sexy? We have navigation, dossier. No, but truth is, you're correct, and I've reached my limit in terms of I'm not a designer, and there are quite a few hats I'm willing to take, but the designer one, I think I put it to, I pushed it as far as I could, right? So we did hire a design agency essentially,
Really?
local good guys for Pharos. Yes, just this week, so it's all fresh.
I have a suspicion that I have a guess who these are, but let's get.
Yeah, they might have shared about it a bit.
Yeah, I haven't even noticed, but just because that you say that it's local guys, I haven't guess.
So yeah, because this is
Yeah, because there's so much data on Pharos
yeah.
that creating order and like the right flow on how to look at it, it's quite a challenge.
I mean, to be honest, the pros, they use this. That's the only thing you need to know is Control plus K or Command plus K that opens the search. And if you're a pro user of Pharos, that's what you would do. Because you can even do like compare, I don't know, USDC, USDE. Oh, it didn't get the USD. Well, but what the fuck?
What is the difference? You said Control K, and there's also like Control.
No, Control K is a search. It's pretty much all you need. Because you can search any stable, but you can even search page, like compliance. It should work. Yes.
Nice.
So you can navigate the whole website like this,
Actually, very useful.
But yeah, the gap is really like the discovery. I realize when you go through this, and you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's like a docs, it's like
It's like a docs. It's
page
like
of
a
a project. You're like, oh
and,
man, where do I start? Where do I
because
even
I have them all open to when you land on the website, you will see this, and you kind of have these core pages. But even them, they're a bit overwhelming. Yes, navigation
when you have so
menu.
much data. To be honest, I don't know any website up till now that does that really well. Like like if I compare it, and I don't even know if it's possible to be honest. Like when I think of the most familiar probably data website, which is DeFi Llama, it's basically it has the same issue. Like
Oh yes. And I'm a boomer of DeFi Llama. I don't like the last design. I'm still like grumpy when I use it. I'm like fucking hell. Oh, I used to find this.
yeah, this is not easy. For someone like me. It's not easy to scold her. You know what I mean? Like,
But I don't blame them. I really don't blame them because they have my problem to the exponent 20.
There's just so much data that it's really hard to do. Like it's really challenging.
But yeah, we're exploring, and one of the things is I'm considering going bold here. Going bold in the sense one of the things we're exploring is dropping this sidebar completely, and just essentially have a kind of experience structured only around a bar that would live here, a horizontal bar. I don't know. We'll see. But meanwhile, if you're poor users, you can use the search, and you have a few more power users features.
Maybe you can just do this one that only if you press a button it opens.
It opens what?
Like a side, the sidebar. Maybe
Yeah,
only if you click on it, like it's closed, but if you click on it, you get the whole sidebar.
Yes. I mean, you can pin and unpin it with the keyboard already.
Yeah, but for that you have to be a smart person like yourself, like you think I would know that.
Yeah, I mean, this is even me. I'm not doing that. But the search is handy.
I do. You know what I do like, and I haven't noticed it in the past. I don't even know if it's new or not. There's an events row on the.
Of course. Oh yeah. No, I like this one.
So that's actually very nice.
Yeah, I like this vibe of like a terminal of what's happening. You can just kind of glance at the top, and yeah, it's actually a whole. It's in the track section.
That's actually nice.
No, so it's here the timeline. You have so it's a whole timeline. I kind of consolidated because Pharos is monitoring a lot of events, so you can kind of get like this is gonna get beefy. But you can get like a whole time history of the event day by day, consolidated, what was the most severe, and so on. 50,000 something events. And I think I even put a fancy theme somewhere. Where is it? Or did I remove it because it was a bit too...
Only now I'm seeing some messages, some comments. Sorry, guys. Wasn't looking.
Oh, yes, we forgot about the chat.
Always nice to see you on. Me personally, I was talking about ETH Milan and then Crypto Valley Zug. And by the way, Belgrade is coming up soon. Shout out to you guys and Kajmak here.
Kaimak.
Kaimak,
Yeah.
sorry. Kaimak. Shout out Kaimak. Actually,
It's a bit like the Spanish, you know, the yeah, like.
yeah,
Uh,
right. You live, you learn. So shout out to him and to Caesar. Thank you guys for watching. Really
Hey,
appreciate
Caesar.
it. What's next, Bryce? Do you have anything else for us?
I have something on the horizon. It was standing right there. Yeah, this is the upcoming stable module. I'm not sure we featured it or not, but it's just kind of the.
Maybe
It's
we
more about,
mentioned it for a second, but I don't know. Maybe it was off the air, so I'm not sure.
maybe not, but anyway, no, you know it exists. You'll find it on the homepage / upcoming, but it's more about what it tells us right now. So there are 31 stable in the module. So those are all announced stablecoin. That's why it's a pre-launch module, right? They're not launched yet, or they're not publicly or effectively broadly launched to the market yet. Some of them are kind of in that in between, mini test, restricted test. But so 31 stable that have been announced, a decent amount. We can go through the list in a minute. By names you will recognize that are not necessarily crypto names, but more like big finance institutions names.
Nice.
And it's been a parade of such institutions announcing stables for the last couple of years now. Except on the market itself, we don't see many reaching the shores. And there are a lot. I was saying to the advisor, there's a lot of them that were expected for this year, and especially for Q2 this year. So the next couple of months is kind of where we're gonna see if um, those tables are actually gonna happen or not. So you have a bit of action in Korea. We talked about it last time. They're waiting on the um, um, what is it, the stablecoin law equivalent there to pass, and they have several big players on the sideline, 3 to 4, like big institution in finance. You have Revolut that announced a stablecoin. This one is
Revolut,
not.
really?
Yes. So this one is not one of the late one, right? It's been announced quite recently, and they announced it for 2027. Um, They
Nice.
announced USD and GBP. I have two of Revolut in there.
They announced what? USD and the euro or what?
GBP, pound.
Really?
Yes.
Revolut
Uh,
has a huge distribution, huh?
yes.
This
But yeah,
that
it's
might be a very interesting one.
not the only one, because a few weeks ago, I think it was. Actually, we have the date. Yeah, May 2020, May 25. So yeah, 3 weeks ago, Georgia. So country of Georgia announced that they're gonna make a stablecoin with Tether for the
Way.
local fiat currency. The GEL is Georgian lari. Um, so would have been a big deal. I'm thinking, imagine this
Never
news
need that.
dropping in 2018. People would have lost their mind. They would have collateralized their grandma to go long on ETH and Bitcoin. You see what I mean? On that news. But no, it's like people are, oh, really? So yes, and HSBC, it's a small little cute bank, right? Uh,
Wow.
they also have a Hong Kong dollar. Hong Kong dollar
Nice.
stablecoin project. Very loose on the dates and whatsoever. We pretty much just know that they exist. And I mean, there are a few others like banks, but maybe not as well known. I was mentioning in Korea. So
When
it's really heating up everywhere. And there was another one I wanted to bring up just to fuck. Yes, this one, because this one is a good example as well. It's a bit another case like Revolut. So this Klarna. Too bad we don't have a burger with us. We need a burger to explain us this insanity. Please tell us about your convenience. No, but okay, I will be less of a bitch. So there is this thing that is called buy now, pay later, and when poor people can't afford some luxury, and they figure out, hey, what if I become even poorer, but at least I can afford this luxury now? They decide to use that thing. So then they end up buying their iPhone and paying 30% extra because they couldn't afford the iPhone that they still bought.
Oh, wow. Buy
That is
now,
Klarna for you.
settle on chain later.
So that's Klarna, and it's huge, and everybody is salivating on it because it's a very cash flow juicy business, right? It's like literally, it's selling money to people with interest. It's selling interest. You know, that's what people come to Klarna for. They come because they're like, I would like to pay interest for the next 3 years. Please give me interest. Who
It's a
knows?
good
But
business model, to be honest.
so, you know, user perspective insanity, but business perspective, I would buy freaking share into Klarna probably if they were sold to me at a decent price because this thing is a cash flow machine. So anyway, they are looking at a stablecoin project, and then they have been um, for a while now. It's not like they announced, you know, you see November 2025. I have the first entry when they started communicating. It seems like they I don't know what's the status. Maybe they moved a bit on the infra because they were on the tempo. I don't know if they're still talking about tempo or something else. Seems like yes, but yep. So there are essentially tons of big players, or
Yeah, but I'm saying
half in,
I'm
half
actually now,
out. We don't know. Are they coming? Are they not? It's
I'm
everybody
actually
looking
now
at each other.
looking also at Bridge USDB by Stripe.
Stripe, yeah, and you have even some stuff that are more like official, you know. So this one, like Rough Rider, you can be like, oh, what the hell is it? But it's actually some legit institution with some local U.S. bank or something. Yes, North Dakota state-owned bank,
Really.
Solana-based bank-to-bank settlement
And
coin.
by the way, Bryce, just a question. Like this is stuff that the Pharos algorithm just finds on itself around the web, and then automatically adds them here, or like,
This one is a bit of an in between, right? Because usually what you have is you have those workers, so they're measuring quantitative data, supply, a market cap, a liquidity somewhere, and then you know they fetch that data every 15 minutes, and other workers compute the scores on it. That's a regular Pharos. This is the second side of Pharos, like the compliance data and whatsoever. It's a side of essentially my data here is static, right? It's not evolving in real time. It's evolving only when updated. So the way it works here, and it's the same for like the compliance page, for instance. Um, the way it works is essentially is there is nothing happening automatically. It's just once a week there is a schedule skill of Claude that triggers the update. It's like to do the change log, you know. Every Sunday morning, a Claude wake up and look at all the commits that happen and make sense of them and write a new change log on. And then another Claude wakes up and look at triggers upcoming stablecoin skill and do his little pass. Okay, first is a new stablecoins I haven't found. Second is the news on stablecoins that I already have, but maybe have new development. And he updates the database like this.
impressive, to be honest. Honestly, the
Yes.
amount of data on here is remarkable.
And you have a little base dollar. We mentioned it, but it's already there. And PUSD and P gold as well. Oh, we need to change because I don't know if you've seen the news of the day. Pharos is not up to date. You see, that's why Pharos need a human as well. It's not fully automated yet, which is USDP.
Ah, nice. Give us the story.
Story is PUSD is a bit crowdy, and we're just kind of refining the branding and everything as we approach a launch. You know, we have a new logo for Polaris as well. We have a few more things coming up. I'm preparing documentation. So essentially, we are approaching gently on readiness. You know, we're getting ready to send the code to audits in the summer. And so meanwhile, we want to make sure we have a good, healthy base around it, documentation, marketing, presentation of the product. Everything is clear as a line, and we're ready to ship this proper in Q4.
Yeah, I actually look forward to it. Probably the most anticipated project, stablecoin wise, for sure, for me this year. And I actually think that this is a very interesting point. I actually heard about it, about this change, upcoming change from Chila in Milan.
Oh, you got alpha.
Yeah, I got some alpha over there when he told me that hopefully it will be USDP like apparently it is now. And he explained to me also the importance of it regarding SEO and stuff like that, which I actually found very, because at first I was like, oh no, like PUSD is actually a nice name, but when he really like articulated the argument of how much of a better like chance it will have of being discoverable on the search engines and stuff like that, I was like, oh yeah, you know what? That's a good point. And really, most like big stable coins, they are called USD something.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. It's well, it's such a, it's tense topic, right? Such a small difference can make such a big impact.
yeah, it is. It's also in many ways, I think, especially for people who are not necessarily like extremely DeFi oriented and savvy, it's much easier to understand that it's a stable coin if it starts with USD, you know, than if it has like a completely different name or if the USD is the end of the
End of the decay, yeah.
the end of like the word. Like for example, PUSD, okay, there's something before the USD. So it's not as clear as USD something. USDT, USDC, USDP, USD, whatever.
I wanted to show because I think it's live, yeah. Yes. I don't know. We wasn't last time, right?
What's that? I'm not sure.
Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah, I do. Now I do.
Just on the Frankencoin website, there is integration of the Pharos rating now. First time a project, a reference is Pharos rating.
Ah, nice. Yes, I saw the guys talking about it on the group. The grade keeps changing though.
Oh yeah, I mean it's real time scoring.
All the time, yeah. The grade keeps.
Yeah, and ZCHF has been on a border, right? You can see it in the grade history, but essentially a bit of change in liquidity can push it to the low A and back to the B plus.
On the safety scores aspect, right now we still have Bold safely leading the charts.
Yes. So wait, it seems like there's been a decent bump in the score. Aha! I know what you guys did. See, the
What's
scores
that?
are telling a story. What happened is you were in the middle of a migration in terms of your redemption module, and that's what caused the score drop initially because Pharos was checking for VCHF. That was the previous one, right? And now you switch to CHFO, IAU. Sorry. But yeah.
Okay, I know what you're referring to.
And because essentially this redemption backstop, usually it's well funded, so it has great capacity, it has low fee, it has great availability. So it's contributing a lot to the Frankencoin exit liquidity score. But then if there is no capacity, it doesn't contribute to the score and the score kind of drops. So there was a bit of this weird in between where there was no capacity on the VCHF because it's been withdrawn, and the capacity on the CHF-AU wasn't there yet. It was tracked, but it wasn't there yet. So the bit of the migration period. So that's when the score dropped. And as the capacity restored,
that's a very interesting point that you're making. And by the way, if CHF AU will now be bigger and have more liquidity, that actually will have a positive effect on the Frankencoin score as well? Because of,
Yes, because of they have a connection with each other because
yeah,
of
because
the
they now have like basically a swap that you can just swap.
with immunity. Yes, yes. The thing is, the CHFO is not doing so well safety score wise. So, but still, it's a positive impact because it's still more
Yeah,
liquidity
but also
for.
it's a very new token. I don't know how familiar he is, but to be honest, I do think that they will have like meaningful presence.
Yeah, the Swiss franc space. I mean, they're already like they're much bigger than the VCHF. Yeah, that's the one they
Yeah,
really
yeah,
mean.
they do,
Um,
and they also seem like more connected and have like more ways of actually onboarding some TradFi capital from my very short
yeah, and
encounters with them.
they have a year. Yes, this one, but it's very small. But they have a euro as well. I
Yeah,
think it's a
and they're actually going to do a Swedish krona as well.
yeah, all unity. Oh, really? Swedish crown. Interesting.
Yeah, he told me like one of the guys, the Roptus, actually participated in a panel with Paolo, and he told me that they're also working on a Swedish krona. And yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think I
that
have crown in my Pokédex yet.
they were gonna we're gonna know about them. But by the way, you know that they are actually based in Germany because it's easier to launch a centralized Swiss
Yes,
bank from Germany than it is in Switzerland.
I think the page makes some jokes about it. Uh, yes, the Frankfurt Zurich pipeline. When I saw the title, I was like, oh my god, I'm keeping it.
It's actually funny to be honest, but yeah, shout out to them. I actually think that this is a big opportunity for Frankencoin as well because of this. You know, there's this game between because of how the market is actually structured and the different needs of different actors within the space, and between the TradFi and DeFi space and the institutional side and the retail side, that actually centralized and decentralized stablecoins can actually they have like what to benefit from one another, and they don't necessarily always or only clash. You know.
No, and I mean they are in a quite different situation. You know, those guys are just like pure centralized CHF stable.
Yeah, it's because
So
like their customers demand that. Like you know, like the banks, they have to have it.
yep. Maybe this one is more of a pure Pharos feature share, but but absolutely connected to the latest event, which is a new module that has been released kind of gently over the last few weeks, which is called the Minting Authority. So you will find for each project in its identity, like here, an information about minting, like what are the conditions to mint the stablecoin, essentially.
Nice.
And initially, it was a purely informative module because there's been a lot of attacks related to that, right? USL was related to that, USDR, EUR. Anyway, quite a few recently, where essentially some wallet is authorized to mint the stablecoin for whatever reason, and said wallet is compromised. Gigabillions of stablecoins are minted and dumped on the market, and essentially the LPs are destroyed. US typical scenario, right? So you have a score for this, and that also reflects in the safety score. Um, so that in turns, for instance, result in. So that's funny because I added it right at the moment this one started to really peg a meme. But for instance, a stablecoin like meme, you will find a pretty informative module here because they suffered 3 times a minting attack on the stablecoin essentially. So Pharos is now marking the module as exposed, like there's been minting attack happening, and Mimia is a bit challenged peg-wise lately. What would be an interesting one I mean, it's gonna get boring, you know it. If you wanna see what goods look like, you will go check the minting authority of something like Bold or LUSD, and
Where
you
do
will
you
find.
find the minting authority? Because even
So
on
you scroll the
okay, I'm
page,
not finding it.
but just on the passport you have minting. You click, and you will be taken to it.
Okay. So
But
only with
yeah,
like
so something like a LUSD or Bond is pretty. The tier is called hardened, in the sense that essentially, you can verify that only the uh, branch minters contract are authorized to mint Bond, and essentially those are the contracts, where when you post your collateral, Rapis, Rapstakis, or Aries, and you borrow your ball, they are the one that create the ball that you borrow. So the only way to bring this stablecoin in existence is to post collateral. Um, there is no like EOA or multisig somewhere with a minter key. This one is also a clean one, if I remember correctly. Yes, so this is CRV USD, for instance, which gets 63 out of 100, which is a pretty decent score. Um, and here we know the drill, right? So it's kind of similar to liquidity, in the sense that the first contract is pretty much like the protocol itself, right? When you're borrowing your CRV USD, you're posting collateral. They need to come from somewhere. They're minted by the protocol control factory. Where some points are lost is in this second one, because the DAO, the governance itself, has capacity to mint unbacked CRV USD as well. And we've seen that, right, for the yield basis launch. I think there's been at least 2 occurrences so far. Uh, but anyway, so obviously that result, if it wasn't for the second component, you would be close to a liquidity type score here. But the second component cost a lot in the scoring. Um, Maybe just to finish a quick tour of the minting authority, so we see this is pretty similar for Maker, um, except the permission for the multisig are smaller than what Curve can do. And of course, even centralized stablecoin would have an assessment here, because they do have a minting authority like everyone. But the question is like how secure is it? And here it's a bit of a tough game, right? Because so it's easy to tell on chain if a wallet is a safe or an EOA. But the problem is, so just a regular wallet, an externally owned account, right? EOA. But then you have a problem, which is a wallet that looks like an EOA on chain. You don't know what it is actually behind it. It could actually be a dude with his hot wallet in MetaMask. It could be a ledger, or it could even be some institutional grade multi-party system, but that on chain looks like that.
I actually saw something. Someone tweeted about something exactly like that the other day, and I don't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, so that's what you would read sometimes: single key address, custody, and verifiable. That's essentially Pharos' way of saying, I'd be surprised if this shit is an EOA, like in your sense of the term, if it's just one dude with his one key wallet. But I can't verify. It's not like an on-chain multisig. So I don't have a contract I can look at and effectively see that there is, I don't know, 9 signers and 6 required. Uh, and yeah, that side also, personally, I don't know well at all, because it's those Firebase or blocks, whatever is the name, like all those like instant grade tools that they use for custody and things like that. So it's not something I'm well versed on. But yeah, anyway, so Mint Authority, really cool to get an idea of who can mint a stablecoin, and again, probably biggest attack vector of maybe not all time, but at least of the last 6 months. Granted, or pretty much all the recent blow had to do with that. And if they're not that, they're structural failure or limitation, like Epix USD or PMUSD. So yeah, make sure to to check the mint authority of the stable you're aping into, so you know a bit what you're getting into. That's the goal of it.
And don't just go for the yield, folks.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't just go for the yield. Let's look at some other comments by
Or
Caesar.
if you go for the yield,
Help a
get
lot.
paid proper for it. Get paid proper. So
Good point. Good point. But know your risk. Like assess your risk. I think that's one of the most amazing thing about Pharos, that it really gives people an option to do some kind of a risk assessment on what they do with those stablecoins, and like what they're getting in return for the risk they're taking. So I actually think it's a
yes,
very
exactly. The risk-adjusted yield is what you should be looking at. And yeah, there is a Pharos feature for that too. So you can go have a look. Yeah,
amazing.
I don't know if you had more on the plate. If not, maybe it's good to get back in the rhythm, and then we go back. What 2 weeks 2 week cycle.
Yeah, I don't have anything specific that I wanted to add that much. Caesar, thank you. These update videos help a lot. Appreciate
Oh
it.
yeah, next one I can announce most likely would be an aero special, or at least a high aero heavy, because probably it's going to be a big event of July. And I've been cooking as well. Yes, I've
Nice.
been cooking, but I'm sorry, this one I'm not going to share because this is a VOT optimization solution and performance tracking management. Wonders of what you can do with cloud nowadays. And I think I'm not the only one. The launch of this aerodrome predictive emission is going to be the biggest event of on-chain PvP of the GigaBrains we've seen since a while. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I have my seat at the table, but no, I want to make sure I come with a good
Yeah, I
report
know
as well.
you're very much involved. You're a user of Aerodrome and Velodrome since long ago, and always been a proponent of what they do there. And I know that you've appreciated their model ever since it launched. By the way, actually, I saw an interesting reply by them. Did you see that Coinbase published that they're going to do stocks, tokenized stocks?
Yes, yeah. Tokenized stocks. It's more the rage now.
Like a response from Aerodrome that's like, it's
I mean,
it's
yeah. But I was thinking about it. Even like if you think about as a European, for instance, if you want to trade the American stock market, most likely the easiest way to access it now is on chain. Right? You go, you pop, I don't know, a Hyperliquid, and you can buy your Tesla or SpaceX or whatever you want. It's easier than what would be the process for me as a Frenchie to go trade freaking American stock market, like register through some shady exchange that takes 1% or something, and
definitely, or through the bank that they will look at you as like a weirdo that want to trade stuff yourself and going to ask you all kinds of questions, or like, are you qualified with that haircut to do it? You know what I mean? Hey, they will ask you if you're an accredited guy.
Well, actually, I was about to say, I know what you mean, but at the same time, I've extracted myself out of those situations for such a long time now, like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
And it hit me the other day. Like, sometimes you have an army friend that tells you about things like that, and you're like, fuck yeah, this is life, actually. This is life for most people. Like, sitting through a stupid fucking boss that berates you for no reason. Or I don't know.
Also, the more I'm as the years go by in crypto, and I see my normie friends myself, what can they don't want what I want. You know what I mean? They don't want this freedom that comes with responsibility about these kind of aspects.
Don't
Really,
Spider-Man me.
yeah, they don't want. They want their banker. They want him. That's why the banker is going to stay for at least another generation, in my opinion, because they want it. You know what I mean? Like maybe the next generation will really be savvy enough and not want it. But my generation, most of the people, they want it, man.
Convenience, and DeFi.
It's not even the convenience; it's the illusion of convenience, but it's the desire to not be responsible.
I see what you mean.
To hand out the responsibility.
The diffusion of responsibility.
My banker needs to take care of it, not me.
Yeah.
I can be dumb. I don't need to know. The banker will know better. And I think that's the difference over there, because these are smart people in general, you know what I mean? But on this topic, they don't want to put themselves in the position of them telling themselves, no, we actually need to know it ourselves or take care of it ourselves. It's like, no, I want to do this. Like, let someone handle it. You know what I mean? And, okay. More of the tokenized assets and for us, I guess it means, you know.
Yep.
Anyway, Bryce, unless you have anything to add, we can wrap it up here as far as I'm concerned. Really enjoyed doing another one with you. Much respect for all the updates that you guys are pushing through Pharos and with Polaris, by the way. And already looking forward for the next one, to be honest.
Yep, let's do that in a couple of weeks. There will be... I think there will be quite a few things to discuss. I hope no more DPEX, please. Chill out. Keep your stable on a leash for a couple of weeks.
That's right. Perfect.
We had enough. Let the current one resolve a bit, and yeah, we'll see. Maybe most likely next time we will have some form of resolution. I don't know, but information on the meme situation. I could report on. But it's a pretty marginal project already at this stage. I mean, I say that, and it's almost LUSD size, which is such a it's like a vestige of a stable from the previous cycle. Is the size of.
For us, it's a classic. For people like us, meme is a classic. Can never take that away.
Yeah, the magic internet money. That was fun.
Yeah.
All right then.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
go and check out Pharos.watch. Find them on X, Pharos Watch. Find TokenBrice at TokenBrice. I'm DAdvisoor. Enjoy doing this after a while, actually. Been since my last stream. Leviathan News. Go follow us on X, on YouTube, wherever. Let us know in the comments what we should be talking about, the kind of stablecoins that you want us to talk, the kind of questions that you have about Pharos that you want us to answer, maybe suggestions if you have. You can also use the feedback function on Pharos and just submit them. And see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Have a good night.
Good night. Let me send them with the intro again. The outro for that matter, and have a great weekend, everyone.
それはレバヤさんニュースだ。デセットライズと逃げろ。誰でも音できる、誰でもスキルを稼げる、ガバナンスまである。中集権のメディアはもう終わりだ。
真相から立ち上るインクと